Hello, so this is the Darkroom timer I've come up with. I made this over the last couple of weeks. I used this timer to communicate with my Durst power supply that I personally built, and this timer communicates with my power supply over an ESP-NOW protocol, which is wireless. And the whole timer, as you can see, is wireless and driven with battery power. And if we turn it on, it boots up. And then I have my normal timer functionalities. It is a normal seconds timer. Or it can also be an f-stop timer. You can configure the f-stops in the settings. It can also do test strips in f-stops. So let's say I want my total f-strip time to be 30, my total strip time to be 30 seconds. I can start the f-strip mode. It will start to count down from those 30 seconds in right now 1/4 f-stops. Okay, now it's done the first test strip. Now I can do the next one. And so on. Now let's say I know my exposure time is going to be between 21 seconds and 30 seconds. I can now expose the remaining time, those 21 seconds, and we'll have 3 test strips in this configuration. And one is going to be what we just saw, and then the next one is going to be plus 1/4 stop, and the next one plus 1/4 stop until 30 seconds. And we've got really nice f-stop test strips. Touching the display anywhere always automatically resets the timer. Then we also have film development mode. I can enter the number of buffs. Let's say for black and white I have developer, stop buff, fix, and let's say washing. I confirm time for buff 1 or developer. Let's say a normal time. Let's say 10 minutes. Stop buff, let's say 1 minute. And fix, let's say 5 minutes. You can hold the button down longer. It was a bit too long. And then it skips in 10 increases and decreases of 10 seconds. Then buff 4, which is washing. Let's say we want to do that for half an hour or so. It's no problem. Yeah, let's just stick with 28 minutes. Then we click ready. Now it lists all the defined times. We click ready once more. Now we can set our initial agitation, maybe 60 seconds. Now we can set our agitation cycle. Let's say 10 seconds every 60 seconds. And now we're ready for the film development mode. It shows you here when to agitate. And it just beeps down until the agitation is finished. It also always describes what is currently being displayed. You can stop this once again by touching the display. We can go into focusing mode by pressing under the value of 0. Then the focusing mode starts. Then we have settings. The first thing in the settings is the grade calculator. With my enlarger, the Durst 1840, you have to choose your grade by dialing in the dichromatic filters. And in order to make it more helpful and easier to calculate these filter settings, for each different paper, you can dial in your filter setting, and it shows you the magenta and yellow settings you have to dial in. It also shows you the ISO-R and ISO-P values of the paper according to that filter. I did this for these 3 papers, which I normally use. Then you can change the screen brightness according to the darkroom situation. It goes down to 1%. I would say probably around 30 to 25 is where you'd normally use it. Focus time, when it turns off automatically. Then you have your f-stop settings for test strap mode and for the f-stop timer. Yeah, and that's basically the whole functionality. It's completely wireless and really nice to use. It has almost 400 hours of battery life and it's chargeable via USB-C. I printed this at a really cheap 3D printer I got from Bamboo Lab, and it turned out really nice. I use mechanical switches from a mechanical keyboard company that I use to control this. And on the top there's the turn off button. Yeah, I think this turned out quite nicely and I'm quite happy with it. And I will show you in the future how it works together with the enlarger.